This is PlayStation Plus or Minus for April 2018. Last week's episode was my review of Mad Max, where I spent half the game complaining about a technical issue that, in hindsight, may not have been worth complaining about for 3 whole minutes, but whatever. Go check that one out if you want to see what I thought of that game. Anyway, this time we're talking about the other PS4 game, Trackmania Turbo, and In Space We Brawl. They both have vehicles, that's the unifying theme, I guess. My show, my rules. Next episode, we'll cover the 2 Vita games, 99 Vitas and Qbert Rebooted, so subscribe to not miss that review when it's out. Anyway, here's Trackmania Turbo. Now, I am not particularly well versed in racing games. I've dabbled in the Burnout games, and I'll throw down in some Mario Kart, or Mario Kart but better, any old time. So I wasn't really sure how well I would take to Trackmania, but lucky for me, Trackmania leans heavily towards the arcadey side of driving games and away from the simulation side like Forza and Gran Turismo. There's 3 main modes you're most likely going to play: single-player campaign, online multiplayer, and track builder. But the interesting thing about Trackmania is that even in online and local multiplayer, there are no other racers physically there with you on the track. Think of it less as a racing game and more as competitive time trials. The campaign is just a series of very short tracks, sometimes with laps, but usually not, and you get a bronze, silver, or gold medal depending on how fast you finish. The circle button will restart the course immediately, so there's very little downtime between attempts in case you mess something up and want to just immediately have another try. Drifting is pretty essential to doing well in a lot of these courses, and thankfully Trackmania's driving controls are spot on. Drifts are easy to initiate and smooth to control. Cars have really tight handling, so you're not going to spin out or anything unless you're trying to. That's basically the entire gist of the campaign mode. It probably won't take you more than a few hours to either complete all of the tracks if you're really good, or hit a wall and have to start grinding out those gold medals to unlock the later tracks. Online multiplayer works much the same as the campaign, but instead of racing one computer ghost, you're racing a bunch of player ghosts all at once. Everybody gets a set amount of time, usually enough to finish the track like 10 times, and whoever can get the best single run in that time wins. Much like the campaign, I like to look at what people faster than me are doing and try to imitate them as best I can. And since runs are so short, I had a lot of fun trying over and over to optimize my driving. This is what's honestly really satisfying about this game, making small improvements, but making them constantly. Your first attempt at a track is going to be total dog ass. You're going to see that gold medal ghost just go flying way ahead of you. But you can learn to optimize pretty quickly. The speedrunner in me loves seeing my time drop from 50 seconds on my first run all the way down to 30 seconds in the span of just a few minutes of practice. On top of that feeling of satisfaction, a lot of these tracks are absolutely exhilarating. Yet another game that makes me wish I had PSVR. As a lifelong Sonic fan, the roller coaster-like twists and turns and incredible speed in this game is just kind of intrinsically fun for me. If you don't have VR, I say go to a track that you already know decently well, switch into first-person view, sit nice and close to the TV just like your parents warned you not to, and just have a blast with this game. The last big feature of Trackmania Turbo is the track builder, but this is the stuff that I just don't really care about. Building my own maps just never appealed to me in pretty much any game ever, and the online track browser is extremely limited. It's just kind of, here's some rooms, pick one I guess. I don't know. I didn't spend really any time at all here or making my own custom tracks. I did have the game generate a random one for me, but it wasn't really all that good. I say stick to the campaign and multiplayer. Those are the tracks designed by humans, so they're generally going to be a lot better. So that's the game more or less. I've heard tell of some frame drops, but that luckily never happened to me. I guess my PS4 just heard me complaining about Mad Max's input lag and decided that it had to up its game or I might switch to Xbox. Not likely. I really enjoyed the music. It's a lot of electronic, fast, driving beats. It's nice and punchy stuff, and it really gets you hyped to go fast. It does have a few features like the tandem driving mode that are just kind of, why would I play this? I don't know. But the core gameplay is rock solid here. Trackmania Turbo gets a plus from me. It is $40 normally, so your mileage may vary. Get it? Because it's a car game. Personally, I wouldn't have paid $40 for it, but honestly, if you've got PSVR, this seems like it would be a hell of a good experience. Maybe even worth that price. Also, watch out, I am one of the top-ranked players in Djibouti, therefore my opinion means more than yours. Casual. So to wrap up this video, let's talk, briefly if we can, about In Space We Brawl on PS3 and PS4. This is one of those games where what's going on here, man? In Space We Brawl is basically multiplayer asteroids, but it's way more complicated than it needs to be. It's a twin-stick shooter, seems simple enough, but there's 11 different ship types, 11 special weapons, each more unintuitive than the last, shields, energy, boosts, power-ups, stage hazards. Holy guacamole, what is going on in this game? I started up the game and immediately hopped into an AI match, and I had absolutely no clue what was happening. It was like never having played Smash Bros, but being thrown into a game against people who are experts and with all the items on high. This is a mess. How am I supposed to figure out how to play? Well, as it turns out, In Space We Brawl does actually have a tutorial to teach you the mechanics of the game. Yeah, where, right? Don't be deceived by the name, these are not challenges. This is actually the game's tutorial, where it painstakingly goes through each and every feature of this needlessly complex game. There's 23 levels of this, and it is super frustrating since a single mistake will end the stage and send you right back to the menu. And from there you have to reselect the mission and go through the insipid dialogue all over again. And you know what? I don't care. Getting an F still lets you go on to the next stage, so whatever. Just show me how your game works, damn. Okay, after 45 minutes, I'm finally done with the tutorials, and I think I know pretty well how the game works. And now I can destroy the intermediate AI without even trying. Fun. Look, folks, one of the most important aspects of a local multiplayer game is being able to pick it up and play it. If I want to play this game with some friends, I don't want to have to explain 15 different gameplay systems and give them an introductory course in astrophysics before we can play the damn game. I want to be able to just start the game, explain the buttons, and play. Mario Kart, Geometry Wars, Broforce, Overcooked, the Lego games even. These are games that if you've played a single game in your life, you can start playing and have the basics of the game down in a matter of minutes, maybe even seconds. In Space We Brawl is impossible to pick up and play thanks to its awful visual design and completely unintuitive gameplay. Plus, it's just really freaking loud and obnoxious. Why? Yeah, this game is pretty bad. In Space We Brawl gets a minus. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. Next time I'll be finishing up April with the Vita games, Qbert Rebooted and 99 Vitas. And I'm gonna try to have another not PS Plus video out before the end of the month, maybe a Vanilla Adventures or some other game review, not quite sure yet. But hit the old sub button to see that when it comes out, and like this video if you like it, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.